Hey everyone, thanks so much for joining me for this much anticipated tutorial using the CoverGirl Tropical Fusion palette. Ever since I listed this as one of the best drugstore palettes, I've had so many requests saying, well, use it in a tutorial then. So I went ahead and did that. It's a super wearable look, I think. Even though it's colorful, I think you could go out with this and still look great. We've got blue, jade green, orange, and yellow. And these shades are pretty much matte, or like kind of a satiny tone to them. You know, there's not a lot of filler and sparkle in there, so I think it really comes off pretty on the eye. But I threw in a shadow stick with this that gives it more of a shimmery appearance and sort of a jeweled look around the eye. So that was fun. But as far as shadows, I only use these. So if you've got this palette, I think you'll definitely be able to pull off this look. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you like it. Alright, the first thing we're going to do to really grab the color and create a little bit of shimmer for what is basically a quad of matte shades, which could still be really pretty, but I think these shades really glisten, you know, when you put something a little bit shimmery underneath. So I think the perfect thing for that is the NYX Jumbo Eyeshadow Pencil in Cottage Cheese. And so this is, you know, just kind of a white light shaded like jumbo shadow stick. So I'm just applying that all over my lid and then just kind of using my finger to smooth it out a little bit. And you don't want to put too much on here. A little bit will serve the purpose we need, but if you put too much, you will get some creasing. So just kind of pat it out like that. Next, we're going to take our CoverGirl Quad in Tropical Fusion, some really fun bright colors here, and I'm going to go to this kind of jade green shade first, and I'm going to just use the applicator that they give you here because I just think it's ideally, you know, ideal for what I want to do here, which is just pack on the color. So I'm using the pointed shade, pointed side of the applicator, and the thing we want to do here is just pack this all over our lid. We want to get all the way into the inner corners and just all over that entire lid. And it just gives off a really pretty finish. I mean, it's bold, but it's also shimmery with that pencil underneath. So if you have like a white shimmery cream shadow, that would be, you know, fine to use underneath this, but I think those pencils are just very convenient. In terms of the crease, you know, just take it up there a little bit. We're not going to make a huge thing out of the crease, but we will be doing a little bit of an outer V, blending in another shade, so it's nice to kind of put down that initial layer of color here, just like that. And this is so easy. These are like what we kind of initially learned with a lot of us anyway, so yeah, go with that. Another thing with this pencil, I forgot to do this at first, but go all the way around your eye here, corner and right around there. I did that all at the first on this other side, but it just kind of slipped my mind here. But you want that because we're going to be doing basically shadow all the way around the eye, which is really fun. And for the creativity police out there, I think it is pretty creative too. So go ahead and go over that. I'm using, this is the C148 mini contour brush from Coastal Scents, just a tiny brush. Q-tips would work for this, or any just small brush or applicator that you have. And I am just patting that shadow right on top of the white pencil. And you can just go ahead and do that all the way around the eye here. The next step is with this really true royal blue here on the outside. I'm going to take that detail brush again, get some of that blue on there, and start blending that a little bit on the outer half here. And blend that about halfway in on top of the, you can see how we've got some of that blue coming through there. Blend it halfway in on top of that jade green. And then bring it up, and I'm basically like drawing on. I mean, this is such an easy way to do the outer V, guys. I'm taking it up and I'm just filling this area in with color right there. Just kind of make a little line, and I'm just going to be filling in that area with this blue. And it's just a really pretty kind of finish to this. It takes it from being a real one-dimensional, you know, colored look to bringing in another shade. But it's not like we're putting it all over our lid. We're just kind of incorporating it there on that outer corner. So you may need to, you know, go back and layer to build the color up, but these are really pigmented colors, so you don't have to work too hard on that. I'm going to also use just a little fine crease brush as well, just for blending purposes, and kind of just stick that right there. We want with some color concentration. Since we're not using any blacks, you know, we do need to get the most out of this darkest shade of blue. I didn't want to dull this look at all with the blacks. I know it's nice to use black, and I often do use it as a contour, but I wanted to do something a little different here, so I'm sticking with exactly what is in this palette, and it makes it a little easier for you because you know exactly what I'm using. So next I'm going to go to a crease brush, and it's just a medium brush. I'm not really using it for the fact that it's a crease brush, but just because it's kind of a medium size. And I'm taking this orange shade, and these, the orange and the yellow, I chose to use in a more subtle way for this look. I'm actually just taking that and sort of creating a border with the green. And this is going to kind of blend with your skin tone somewhat. I mean, it's just gonna warm up this space we have here between our eye and the eyebrow. But I wanted to, you know, incorporate it and keep that kind of tropical feel that this palette gives. And then the yellow, the real lemony yellow, I'm going to take my Sephora rounded crease brush, a fluffier brush, and take that right up under the brow and basically blend that between the brow and the orange. For our eyeliner here, it's going to be kept really simple because I'm going to be putting on some false lashes, and that's really the only reason why I'm putting eyeliner on here, because I just want to have that line so when I set the band down, it's not obvious where it begins and ends. So yeah, I'm just going to be sticking to from inner corner to outer corner. I'm going to use my Revlon Colorstay liquid eye pen. It gives you a very, very fine line because we want to let as much of this show as possible. And so just really concentrate on keeping it close to the lash line, as close as you can. Sometimes I've heard from some people saying, you know, I put my liner on and then it's like it covered up my entire look with the shadow. And one tip for that is practically to pretend like you're drawing on your lash line a little bit. Just keep it really, really close in there. I do need to curl my eyelashes, and I'm going to put on one coat of the Colossal mascara. It's just a really nice mascara to blend real and false lashes. And then I'm going to be putting on a set of these Ardell False Lashes. They are, I believe they're called, one second, let me check. They are called Beauties, and they're a pretty natural set here. You can see they're pretty fine lashes. I mean, they're very easy to work with, and I have worn them before. They're just natural, but it really does open your eyes up. So I'll join you back here when I get those on. Hey everyone, I'm back with the finished look. I am so excited about this look. I think it was really fun, and just fun to use color not only on your lid but really all the way around your eye. You can still get a lot of impact even though it's not like a black color really. I liked using the false lashes to really set off the entire look, but if you're looking for some really vibrant colors to add to your collection, these truly are pigmented, easy to blend, very easy to use, and getting this kind of range can give you a big choice of options. You know, you could totally leave out this blue and do kind of like a Miami Dolphins thing with the orange and the jade green, or go more with the yellow and the orange. You know, there's a lot of possibilities, but I can see how you might see this in the store and think, oh, it looks pretty, but not quite know what to do with it. So I hope this gave you some ideas. It's just you could even go subtle with this using one color and then a black, and just, you know, using this as one of these as your lid shade and then just black as your contour. Make it really simple, but I hope you guys enjoyed this look. A little different from what I would normally do, but it was really fun. I used the lip lights from Bonne Bell and Caramel Latte on my lips just to give kind of a goldeny, neutral, bronzy glow to the lips because my lids are so bright. So thanks again for watching, everyone, and have a great day.